Hey guys, and welcome to episode 5, 21 series with Boston Sox. It is September 23rd, 2029, and we finished the season 106 and 56. Great season for us. If you take a look at info, we were really consistent. Really our only month that was even close to 500. June we were 14 and 11. In September we were lights out at 17. We pretty much did everything we wanted to do on the field. Let's look at our offense and our defense really quickly, and then to some post action. Oh, so Austin Hendrick, we got him from Cincinnati at the trade deadline. Was pretty good. 10 home runs in 56 games, put up about an 800 OPS. Wasn't great, but was okay and provided us some power. Middle of the lineup, Mario Guerreca had just an amazing second full season. Upped his average by almost 100 points. His on base percentage by almost 100 points, and his slugging by 130. You can see he had 71 extra base hits, scored 100 runs, up a 944 OPS, was just fantastic. Kato Mori, his offense came along as the season went along, still ended up a little below average offensively with plus, still posted a 5.5 WAR. Some great defense, some good extra base power, some stories. Mario Gonzalez was a monster power wise, 45 home runs, knocked in 133 in his second full season. Average was a bit down, on base percentage was a bit down, slugging was up, but drove in 50 runs. Or Josh Naylor out of nowhere, we signed him for $3 million in the offseason, and all he did was up a 1.034 OPS, 4.2 WAR, 162 OPS plus. He walked more than he struck out. He was phenomenal. 7 runs. Ronier Quintero had another nice season. Was injured for part of the year, but still put up a really solid year. 51 knocked in, 826 OPS. Joey Van Luke exploded this year. Hit 346, 925 OPS. As long as we limit when we play him, I mean, he can hit both lefties and righties well, but it seems like the more he plays, it's exposed. All in all, really solid season. Daniel Corona, his first year with us, wasn't bad. Showed some good power, 18 for season. Mario Campusano came on and played nicely after Kristen Pash was injured. 762 OPS. Played pretty well at the top of the lineup. Devin Cassie, we picked him up at the trade deadline as well. 58 games, put up 1 WAR, 73 percentage, 8 home runs, 40 RBIs. 40 RBIs in 58 games. Somebody of double A ball prior to it. See Cartel go all varying amounts of success on the mound. Good season. You know, we're missing one of our key starters here in Casey Mize. We get him back in a couple of days. Stats before. Only out for 3 more days. Mize was 17 and 5 with a 3.82 ERA. Put up a 6.6 WAR. Assuming is going to be tops for. I'll have to see, but he was fantastic for it. Rest of the pitching staff looked pretty good. Dustin May was only 11 and 12, but he put up a 5.4 WAR, pitched 200 innings. His FIP was only 3.37. So Sixto Sanchez was 17. You don't get much better than that. Again, struck out more than a batter an inning. Did opponents to batting average. Asa Lacy, his first season was a success, 18.5. His FIP was a little high, but can't complain. 5. Jackson Kowar out of our 5 slot was fantastic. Perales saved games for us. Bowden was White Sox, and the rest of our pitching staff, the rest of our relievers were okay, okay to good, I guess. Jacob Calhoun struck out 189 innings. Maddox Bruns was all right. Butcher was all right. Ung Ta okay. So yeah, I mean our pitching was okay, great, but it was okay. Hopefully that will be a season. Make sure that we are playoff rosters set. Eyes in there. Go with Moon, Sanchez, Mize, May, and C. Let's go ahead and sim ahead to who we're going to be playing. Or the Yankees. All right, so we're going to be playing the Toronto Blue Jays as they see what we're going to be dealing with. Blue Jays finished 94 into 68. You can see the American League East was really, really good this year. Blue Jays looks like they got it done with pitching. Their offense was below the pack, but they're good. Led by former Cub and a couple of really nice seasons. Toronto. Jason Dominguez, former Cub, a couple of really nice seasons with Toronto. 34 home runs, slugged 553. Jordan Groshans hit 31 home runs. Their offense is okay. Everybody in their lineup hit at least 13. Their offense is all right. It's not great, but it's their pitching staff is where they really clarity, solid. One of the best pitchers in baseball. 16 and 80 year. Sierra struck out 17, 7 innings. On 15 year. They have a really solid pitching staff. Bullpen's pretty good as well. Junior Fernandez and Luis Farrington. Luis Farrington. Yeah, they've got a pretty good team. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Speaking of matchup, game 1 will be Riley Stanford against our ace, Sixto Sanchez. Sim ahead. Yeah, we do. Game 1, 8-7. Lots of home runs. 2 for Toronto and 4 for us. Like we won late. Yeah, we scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Back and win. First, and then so Sanchez not good, but my bullpen more than made up for it with 11 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. That bottom of the 9th, Quintero walks, Camposano singles, Baraka hits a triple to tie the game. Hendrick walks, Gonzalez walks, Passy comes up, grounds into a fielder's choice. Naylor strikes out. And Daniel Corona Jr. walks on a 2-pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bases loaded to score Austin on a walk-off walk. Stanford did Flaherty pitched. Stanford's going to be here. It's Casey Mize. This one easily 7-1. Casey Mize looks good. Naylor and Hendrick both homer for us. 6-0. Rovin 6 1/3. Fantastic again. 5 1/3 shutout innings from the bullpen in the first game. 2 2/3 hitless ball. Really solid here so far through 2 games. In Toronto. Mario Campusano, 7 of 10. Really, really nice. All right, game 3. Here we go. Dustin May against Emerson Hancock. Toronto takes game 5-4. Raleigh's got the loss. Yeah, look at that. So it was 2-0 Toronto going in the top of the 9th. We scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th. 4-2. Scored 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Up Jason Dominguez. A walk-off 3-run home run to keep. Dustin May was really good. 1 run and 6. But Perales and Butcher. Hancock pitched 7 and shutout. So we will go to game 4. On against Asalasi. And Toronto wins again. So we will have a game 5. They win this one 5-1. Runs in the bottom of the first. Asalasi did not make it out of the 3rd inning. Dominguez 4-4 with triples and a double. Big game. Runs knocked in. Idens. I would get on to game 5. Flaherty against Sanchez. Here we go. 5. In the series, 3-2. Win this one 4-1, and Perales got the win. So was that another late game heroics? Yep, 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Is that a 3-run home run by Mario Campusano? Yeah, Mario Campusano, who hit 524 in the ALDS and won the ALDS MVP. Run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Make a winner of Luis Perales and move us on the American League Championships. The bullpen continued to do really well. They had 1 slip up in game 3. But yeah, I mean, bullpen was fantastic. This game, 5 2/3 innings, shutout baseball. So we win, and we move on to the ALCS, and who facing in Los Angeles Angels. Angels have had a lot of success in this save. A couple of World Series. Hey, looks like they do it with their. Actually, they're pretty solid across the board. Top 4 and pretty. Offensively, Aubrey Major, 50 home runs, 137 runs. Don't see Trout on the bench. So He's going to come up shy of 700 home runs, up shy of 3,000 hits. He's not going to. They're led by Aubrey Major. In their offense, it's just stacked. Robert Hassel at off spot. Eddie Almaraz is a Gold Glove caliber center fielder, and Shohei Ohtani is still going strong. 35. He was 16-4 on the regular season. Also had 30 home runs. Their pitching staff is fantastic. They had 16 game winners. Their former Cub, German Marquez, continues to get it done. At age 34, he's up to 188 wins on here. 200 wins is in sight. Or when we were managing the Cubs, we picked him up in the middle of the season. Phenomenal. He continues to pitch well. Shohei Ohtani, Corbin Martin's their top three. This is going to be a tough matchup. Also have Joe Ryan, who's another former. There are former Cubs everywhere. So, yeah, the one thing they don't have going for them is a good minor league system, but that's yeah, let's ALC World Series. It'd be Marquez against Mize. One. Angels actually had a 7-5 series on us this season. Yep, Marquez against Mize. Let's see. Boston. Lose 6-1. See Mize it up. Marquez. Oh. Run of the game was off the bat of a solo home run. 3. Marquez 1 run in 6 1/3. Good performance from him. We built 1-0. Shohei Ohtani against Dustin May. And we tie the series at 1. Bill Morey hits another home run. This was a late win as well, as Yeager got the run in the bottom of the 11th inning. Mario Gonzalez with an RBI walk-off single. Plus the Dustin May, 8 innings, 2 hit run. Tani gave up a run, struck out 10. Morales blew the save, but to be fair, he pitched 2 1/3. Probably did. 1-1 is the series as we get ready to go cross country, Los Angeles. Lacey against Corbin Martin. Angels beat us to take a 2-1 lead. So Simmons gets the win. Bowden gets the loss. Devin Cassie with a run. Scored runs in the bottom of the 7th. And Cassie with 3 hits. Greco with 3 hits. Corona Jr. and Cassie with the guys. Lacey didn't pitch badly. 2 runs and 6. Bullpen. Difficult time. 1. Lance McCullers Sixto Sanchez in and they beat us 15-8. Not a good game. All sorts of home runs. Salas, Guareca, Camposano for us. Aubrey Major had 2. Almaraz and Granado's home for the Angels, who are within 1 game of knocking us out of the season. Salas had 4 RBIs. Major had 5. Almaraz hitting 46 with 311 RBIs. Sanchez didn't make it out of the second. 8 runs in an inning and 2/3. Colors didn't make it out of the second. Difference with Mitchell White. Thirds, perfect baseball. Didn't have anybody who was able to match that. We are one game away. Season. We're gonna have to go up against German Marquez. Beat us in game 1. AC Mize against Marquez. And we lose 4-1. Is the end of our season. Almaraz ended up 500 series. Deserves that. Major and Hassel homer for them. Gonzalez homer for us in the loss. Run we scored in the top of the 9th. Okay. Great. So that's gonna, yeah, that's it. We knocked out in the ALCS. But again, considering where we have been for the last 5 seasons, 6 seasons, I'll consider a trip to the ALCS a success. Where we were, so we started here. They finished 79 and 83. The one winning record in 28. Took over here at the beginning of the 8th season, 71-91. And we went 106 and 56. So in the last 2 years, we have seen a 47 game improvement, or 47 win improvement, I guess, over the course of 2 years. So I'll take it. So we're going to have to go ahead and do the off season now, I guess. So back, it'll be regular season, arbitration, then we'll move to agency 5. Right, we are back. It is the end of the regular season. Really quickly look at it all. Our notes and arbitration, and we'll move forward. It's not what I wanted. There are going to be some good. The Los Angeles Angels have defeated the New York Mets. The Angels in another World Series. They've been very, very successful. Started in 20. Astros, Indians, and then 6 World Series, winning 3 of them. I would say that is a dynasty. 6 World Series in the last decade. The Angels and the Cubs are the two. This is the first time that since we started doing this that it wasn't the Braves, the Dodgers, or the Cubs in the World Series. New York Mets made the World Series. The American League, the Angels have dominated. Indians there. White Sox made it 1 year, so the Indians have made it twice. The White Sox have made it once, and then the rest of the appearances in the world for the Los Angeles Angels. So they've got themselves something good going on. Look at our email. I haven't looked at anything yet. So, all right. See, Mize voided his last execute his option, so we'll have to see what he wants. John Henry's got to be thrilled with us. Yeah, we met pretty much every goal that he set for us. Just to sign Casey Mize. Maybe we'll see. Budget, team payroll, backup catch. Extended top prospects. We've got 9 prospects. Steve Akey, who has actually become a 5-star pitcher. So starting to look really, really good there. Good draft pick for us. Bobby Wright was the first pick off here. Lucky. All right, so let's look at how much money. Oh, we got plenty. We have plenty of money. 72 million. Creation. Anybody here? Sandy Charles. Morales wants $8 million. Oh, and his numbers were fantastic. Wrong. Sorry. Chair here. 45 saves, 1 8.8 ERA. I don't know. A lot of money. Have the money to spend, but I'll have to think about it. I back for 850. Extension. Absolutely gonna offer him. Naylor's a tough one because he wants 14 million for 5 years. Could offer him. I mean, I don't think offering him a 1 year contract necessarily deal. Got the money. If he accepts it, okay, we're locked in for 15 million. Doesn't accept it, we potentially get another draft pick. So let's offer him a qualifying offer. What OR want? Not going to offer him a qualifying offer, but I'm 8 will let him walk. And I mean, I'm not saying we won't bring either of these guys back, but both want. Minor league guys. Um, yeah, I mean, we're not in terrible shape. If Mize goes, we could use a starting pitcher. Um, we're gonna need another outfielder. Ash comes back. Hendrick is gonna go. Gonna need another outfielder. Set and right. We're set at second. We're set at first. Set at third. Set at catcher. Yeah, so it's gonna be primarily offense and bullpen. I'm pretty content with our pitching staff. Our rotation anyway. We're gonna be a couple guys down if we don't guys, so we will have to look at what we're gonna do. So maybe it is in our best interest to hold off on that. Uh, so when we come back, this is a short section here. Our note stand. So yeah, free agency this year I think is going to be. Go ahead and sim ahead to free agency. I'll let you know if there were any made at that point, and then we'll start to attack the offense. So, guys, back in a minute. All right, we are back. It is free agency. Not a whole lot happened. We did sign Perales to a 1 year deal, avoiding arbitration, and I pulled the salary, or I pulled the ARB offer to Josh Naylor. I took a look at some of the free agents that were available and made the decision that we were going to be better off going after. And you can see some of the names available. Aubrey Major is available. Riley Green. Austin Hendrick obviously is there. Juan Moncada is available. Look at some of these pitchers. Nate Pearson was with the Cubs and Toronto before then. Jose Rodulfo, who we traded from the Cubs to the Diamondbacks, and he's an absolute monster. Look at his ratings. Just crazy good. Tyler, I mean, there are some good pitchers. Some good pitchers, some good hitters. So we made the decision not offer. Look at additional guys. We'll take a look. We'll look at the awards. Additional guys. This isn't a bad reliever, and we do help. Option. All right. So if we look at awards, Gold Gloves, Maury won second in seasons. Luis Perales was the pitcher of the year. Decision to back. Silver Sluggers. Yeah, that's single Silver Slugger, really. Albies had a good year for sure. Rookie of the year, Oreo Vasquez of Seattle. Moon. Manager of the year. Hancock won Cy Young. Dustin May with a losing record, 5th in. And Rafael Devers, who came up 1 RBI short of the Triple Crown, wins the AL MVP. 33, 61 home runs, 136 RBIs. He's really enjoying that short porch in right field in Yankee for 118 runs in the last 2 for former Red Sox and Cubs. He's now 33 years old, 468 career, 23, almost 20 hits, outside shot at 600 home runs and 1,000 hits. So, a nice career. Casey Mize didn't accept ARB, so if he signed someplace, get draft pick. So, and let's take a look at the lineup. We need really at least 1 bat, probably 2. And I have my eyes set on at least. There's 1 player in particular that I have my eyes set on. We'll take a look at him in a second. Pitching, we need a couple of arms. Our bullpen is starting to come along. These guys are starting to develop. So I'm not all that concerned about my bullpen. Somebody's out there and they're do it, but really I need 2 pitchers, bats. So it's a busy off season. We're going to spend a lot of money. Show you the names that I am keeping an eye on, or the people that I am paying attention to. Adding. That's not what I want. This is what I want. So the names, the people that I'm going to be going after here. I'm going to be going after Jared Kelenic. Good center fielder. Very durable. A lot of power. Wants $40 million. We'll see if we can talk him down. $76 million. I like to go after Fernando Tatis, but I don't think I can go after both of them. It's going to be one or the other in that case. And I, again, with what I have to spend, I don't know that I'm going to be able to really land all of the pieces that I want. We may have to land 1 big piece and then 1 smaller piece. We'll have to see. But the names I am looking at, Kelenic is probably my first target. Riley Green is another bat I'm looking at. He's another solid defensive outfield. A lot of power, durable. Might be a little. Aubrey Majors, obviously somebody that I would be crazy not to look into. Number of home runs he hits, but I don't like a lot of his stuff. Yeah, Kelenic is the big fish for me here, and then I do need another bat. So, we'll have to figure out where that bat is. Pitcher wise, I said we need a couple of starters. Rufo is probably my main target. Wants less than Mize. Younger than Mize. So we can probably bring him in without it costing us too much. And then, like I said, we need another starter. So I'm not sure where that's going to come. Dakota Hudson's not a bad option, but he's on. Martin doesn't. He's coming off a nice season in LA. Lumbo. Money's coming up. Yankees. There's some pitching options. My 2 main targets, though, are Rodulfo and Kelenic. And if I can sign the 2 of them, we'll see what we can do. So, I'm going to spend some time messing around here, and when we come back, it'll be the Rule 5, and hopefully we will have some significant movement here in West to club. So. All right, guys, we are back. It is actually opening day. I had some audio issues during my last bit, which was just the Rule 5, and we didn't draft anybody, so I am not worried about it. We didn't lose a whole lot. So let's just go back and let's look through the offseason, I guess. We'll look at our transactions, we'll look at where some of the former Red Sox ended up, and then we'll set our roster and we'll call it an episode. So if we go back we have to go back to, I guess, what, November? Yeah. All right. So in November, our first contract signing was with Jose Rodolfo. We signed him to a 6-year, $138 million contract. Elite stuff, 4 great pitches, decent movement, good control. If he's healthy, he is a monster. So signing him caused us to lose a 3rd-round pick, but that's fine because Casey Mize signed a contract with the Los Angeles Angels, which netted us a 1st-round pick. Mize signed for essentially the same contract, just a year shorter. So he's about 4 years older. So I think we did okay there. If we move on to December, we signed 3rd baseman Yoan Moncada to a 4-year, $56 million contract. That's $14 million a year for somebody who is essentially good for anywhere between 4.5 and 6 WAR per season. He will likely play DH for us. He is 34, so he is starting to get up there, but he will likely be our designated hitter. He's had a great career, 356 home runs, 2,000 hits with mostly the White Sox and the Dodgers, and now he is a Red Sox. He's back home, I guess. We signed 34-year-old Paul Campbell to a 3-year contract. It's really, again, it's kind of that 1-year deal. That 1-year deal with 2-team options, $6 million a year. It's 34-year-old, basically there to replace Jackson Kowar. Was okay with Texas last year, but he's going to be our number 5. Really good control, 4 good pitches. Not going to strike a lot of guys out, but he's not going to beat himself with walks. So I thought that would work well at the back of our rotation. Did we do anything else? So if we go back, take a look. I don't think we did anything else. No, Campbell, Moncada. We go to January. Oh, here's the other big deal. So we signed Jared Kelenic to a 6-year contract worth $174 million. At the start of the offseason, he had wanted over $40 million a year, and we had actually gotten to the point where he had locked us out of talks. He wasn't interested in talking to us anymore, right around the Rule 5. So I had some concerns that we were going to miss out there, and that would have been an issue because we had no other options. So we were in rough shape if we had lost out on Kelenic, but he came back to us right at the beginning of January and was willing to talk, and we signed him to a contract. He's also been and guys, if you can hear banging in the background, I apologize for that. We are having some work done on our fence. So last year, Kelenic was an 8-win player, led the American League with a .414 on base percentage. He's 30, so we're paying him for his 30s years, which isn't always a great decision, but I think he'll hold up at least for the front half of the contract, and then we'll deal with the back half on the back half. I think that was it in terms of moves we made, but I feel like that sets us up nicely. We did a pretty good job of replacing the people we lost with equal or better talent. At least I feel that way. I don't think we did anything else. Nope. So Casey Mize signed with the Angels. Austin Hendrick signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He got himself a 7-year, $137 million contract. And Josh Naylor signed with the Houston Astros. 4 years. I think it was about $12 million a year. Yeah. 4 years, about $12 million a year for Naylor. So we helped him cash in nicely. So good for him. So those were the moves that we made in the offseason. I think, again, it puts us in a pretty good position to compete this year. We have a solid rotation, solid lineup. And our bullpen is still just okay, but I think it's, again, we had some people that improved over the course of the offseason, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so we have to cut down our spring training roster. We have 19 pitchers, so we need to send down half a dozen pitchers. So let's look at pitching ratings. Send 1, 2, 5. Well, that was easy. We send down one more. Trujillo hasn't played higher. We'll send Trujillo down because he hasn't played higher than Double-A. So that leaves us with 13 pitchers. I think that'll work. I don't want to set anything until we. So we have to send down 6 batters. So let's do this first. So there's 1, 2, there's 3, there's 4. Ooh, Alex Chacon. He's never gonna get playing. Let's see if we can. Ideally, we trade him for somebody who has options. That's really the goal here. Either somebody who has options or somebody who isn't on the 40-man as of yet. Doesn't look good, guys. Gotta sneeze. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. Let's do prospects. And remember, we are playing on trade difficulty of very hard with heavily favored prospects, so it's going to be hard for us to really get any decent prospects out of the AI. Yeah, nothing. All right, so that's fine. If I am. So we have to send down, what, 2 more? Yeah. Which means I think we're going to have to send a. I don't want starting. Instant patch. I made a mistake there. I want Campusano. Campusano can't play left either. Okay, that's a problem. All right, so we are going to see. Kalinic is a send loop. Not. Got to send a pitcher down. All right. So who is going to get the axe here? I think it's going to be Luke Lee. Got to be out of options, yeah. So that gets us down to 26. Right? Yeah. Okay. So let's set our pitching staff first. So we go 5-man rotation. And Sixto Sanchez. He's not our ace, but he's going to be our opening day starter. Rodolfo. A. C. Campbell. It's a pretty good rotation, I think. Our closer is Perales. Steve Yeager is going to be set up along Dempsey. Control's not great. Middle relief, Ta. Calhoun. And Calhoun we're going to put on use more often. Therese Butcher will be long relief. Maddox Bruns will be long relief. Emergency starting pitching. All right, so there is our pitching staff. Our lineup. Let's clear ups and clear depth charts, and let's. I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't do, but so we're gonna have who is gonna bat lead up? Kalinich lead off. Eka at number 2. Go Goreka. I think I go Kalinich, Goreka, Kata, then Devin Cassie. Oh yeah, because Moncada's a switch hitter. That's Mario Gonzalez. That's a good 1 through 5. That is a solid 1 through 5. Kristen Pash is going to play left field, even though he doesn't have. I'm hoping he picks up on it relatively quickly. So against. Yeah, so he's going to be the third baseman. He's going to be the designated hitter. Corona is a better fielder. Switch those two to keep the lefty righty thing. Go Quintero, Tomori. Yeah, it's a pretty solid lineup, I think. Let's see what they want to do. That not keen on starting Cartaya, a 2-star catcher, over Taro every second game. I'm gonna play more against lefties anyway, so we'll do that. Yeah, I think that's got to get Van Luke in there. I want to say kind of regularly, if that's a thing. 8th game and every 10th game, so he'll play a couple times a week against righties. Let's paste it. And here we're gonna put Moncada at third. Corona's gonna come out. He's gonna out. Up one. We'll actually switch those guys. Depth chart. And I don't want Cartaya playing every second game. All right. So that is against righties. Against lefties. Let's just paste and then we'll screw around with it. First thing we're going to do is take Taro out and put Cartaya in. Cassie is, how is he against lefties? He's okay, but Van Luke is better, so Van Luke will actually start against lefties. Actually, I think what we do is put Moncada at third, bring Cassie in to the DH. We do that against lefties. Yeah. Here, Quintero will start every 7th game. Corona Jr. is there as the backup. Van Luke every. Okay, perfect. So now we need to copy that lineup to here. Cassie out. It's going to take Gonzalez out. Why did it do that? It's going to make. Let's see. Generate charts. don't want Corona starting every second game. Lefties. All right, so let's go to opening day real quick. We'll check out minor league systems. We'll check out owner goals, or not owner goals, but expectations, what the spring training expectations are, and then we'll call it an episode. You can see Mario Gonzalez, just an amazing spring. 14 home runs, 30 RBIs, at 1221 OPS. All right, opening day. All right, reached the playoffs. Luke Lito was signed or was claimed by a couple of teams. That was to be expected. Bakey is now the number 10 prospect in baseball. He's slipping a little, but he still looks really good, so I'm not worried about it. Let's take a look at season predictions. 103 and 59. Okay. We had the best pitching staff in the American League and the second best offense. All right. So they're predicting Kalinic to have another big season. Pitching wise, Rodulfo. Cool. I will take it. It's really quick. Let's look at systems. We have the 4th ranked system, Aki Clem. Dwayne Clem. He was a relief pitcher that we converted to offense. Lopez, Vanderveelen, and Robbie Cazone, who was, I think, our first round pick last year. Yeah, last year. So he's moved into the top 100, which is nice. Vanderveelen, slow going, but he's still getting there. He's 22. Lopez, I'm looking forward to. He's got some nice power. He's just an amazing outfielder. Just got to take it slow with him. So yeah, so that's going to do it for this episode. As always, leave a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.